Greetings. My name is Dr. S.P. Uday Kumar and I am a social activist from the southernmost tip of India based at Nagarkoil in Tamil Nadu. You may all remember that the former Prime Minister Mr. Rajiv Gandhi was assassinated at a place called Sri Perumpudur just outside Chennai city on 1991 May 21st. And in that case 26 people were arrested and all of them were handed capital punishment. Then on appeal, 19 people were let out of the case as they had no connection with the plot, and even the remaining 7 people were involved only in the secondary or tertiary stages of the crime, and hence 4 people were sentenced to death and 3 people were given life imprisonment. Even the 4 death sentence, the judges were contradicting each other, and there was a dissenting voice in the judgment. Then after a long legal battle, all the 7 were given life imprisonment, and the 7 convicts have been languishing in prisons for the past 29 years, almost 3 decades. Since the case was filed and conducted by CBI, only the central government could let them go free. The Supreme Court has ruled recently that the state government can set them free with the consent of the state governor. So the government of Tamil Nadu has passed a resolution once in the ministry, in the cabinet, and again in the state legislature. So they have passed 2 resolutions to set them free, but the governor of Tamil Nadu has been dragging the issue without giving his consent. Even in the case of Mahatma Gandhi's assassination, Gopal Godse, who had admitted that he had participated in the crime, was given only 14 years of sentence. But these people have been in prison for 29 years. The multidisciplinary monitoring agency, the leading agency that has been investigating the crime, has not found the actual culprits who hatched this conspiracy to kill Mr. Rajiv Gandhi. And the 7 people who have been convicted now are almost serving this 2nd life imprisonment term. So they have been serving 2 life imprisonment terms, but the agencies CBI and this MDMA haven't found out who actually killed Mr. Rajiv Gandhi. The Supreme Court has ruled that when Mr. Rajiv Gandhi was assassinated, he was not part of the government. He was not even a member of parliament, and the attack that was done on him was not actually an attack on the state of India. It was only an attack on an individual as Mr. Rajiv Gandhi. Although there were 15 innocent people who had been killed, the people who carried out this crime did not have any malicious intention or conspiracy to kill all these people. So these people were kind of caught in the crossfire, and the intention of the crime was not to terrorize the people of India or to challenge the integrity of the country or to raise any kind of havoc or riot. So this was an attack on one individual, which may have resulted because of some kind of enmity or hatred between Mr. Rajiv Gandhi or someone else. So this whole thing cannot be misconstrued as an attack on the state or a terrorist activity. And the Supreme Court also ruled that the Terrorist and Disruptive Activities Prevention Act, the TADA Act class, cannot be applied to this case, and so they dismissed that CBI court's judgment, or the punishment that the CBI special court had announced was actually cancelled by the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court also pointed out that the belt bomb that was actually used by the assassins in the assassination crime were not found out. Who built this belt bomb, and or who exactly committed this crime? None of these things has been actually proved, without beyond any suspicion. So the intention of the whole thing may be to blame the entire crime on the Liberation Tigers of Tamil Eelam and to alienate them or the Eelam Tamils, or whatever may be the reason, we don't know. But the crux of the matter is these 7 convicts, Murugan, Sandan, Perarivalan, Nalini, Robert Pius, Jayakumar, and one Ravichandran. All these 7 people have been languishing in various prisons of Tamil Nadu for 29 years. It's really inhuman and cruel to keep them in prison for a crime that they did not commit. So we have been appealing to the governor to give his consent to release these people. This campaign has been going on in Tamil Nadu for a long time. And this is a humble and a small effort to appeal to the sisters and brothers of India, the citizens who are living in other states than Tamil Nadu, to consider this case and support their cause. We cannot and should not let some innocent people suffer for more than 3 decades. So we appeal to you to support this campaign and to put pressure on the government of India and the governor of Tamil Nadu and other branches of our government to let them go free. Enough is enough. Thank you very much for your time and consideration.